Good evening. It's Saturday, the 4th of February, and it's time for the news on RIK2. Turkish smugglers will attempt to send more refugees to Cyprus next week, said Interior Minister Sokratis Hatzigos, following the arrival at midnight of more than 90 Syrian refugees, most of them women and children, who sailed from Turkish shores to the western area of Gadopirgos. In statements on our station, Hatzigos said that a Turkish smuggler known to authorities was the brain behind a smuggling ring, noting that the flow of refugees to the Cyprus Republic was a clearly targeted action. The Interior Minister assured that authorities will be able to deal with the flow, given that numbers will remain low. He further stressed that Cyprus honours all agreement in regard to the refugee crisis and is willing to assist. But nevertheless, it's a partly occupied country and should not be considered a calling port. The 93 Syrians arrived just after midnight from the Turkish port of Mersin in Gadopirgos. 15 are women and 47 children, 6 of them unaccompanied. A mother with 2 children and a pregnant woman were taken for precautionary reasons to the Bolis Chrysochous hospital, where they were examined and discharged. 3 men were found to be illegal immigrants who had previously arrived in Cyprus, and their permit has expired. They will be remanded in custody tomorrow. The rest were taken to the refugee care centre at Kokino Drimithia. A source of concern to authorities is that most Syrians who arrive in Cyprus have a relative or someone else waiting for them. The government in Cyprus said it was pleased with the understanding of its positions by European Union partners on the Turkish demand for the recognition of the 4 basic EU freedoms for Turkish citizens in Cyprus following a settlement of the Cyprus issue. Deputy Government spokesman Viktoras Papadopoulos said that during President Anastasiades' contacts on the sidelines of the Malta-EU summit, he detailed the Nicosia positions and asked for collective support and reaction to the Turkish demand. As Papadopoulos said, the EU expressed its readiness to play its part on the security and guarantees aspect of the Cyprus issue. On the second conference on Cyprus, scheduled for March, the Deputy Government spokesman said it would be along the same lines and in continuity with the January conference at political level and with the same representation. President Anastasiades will be coordinating strategy with the Greek government later this month, with Greek Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras expected in Cyprus. UN Special Advisor on Cyprus, Espan Bath Ida, said he was encouraged by the progress achieved at technocratic level at Montpellier. Speaking late yesterday after meeting Greek Foreign Minister Nikos Kotchas in Athens, he said their discussion provided an opportunity to go through in detail some of the ideas being developed on how to think about a new security framework for Cyprus that can be accepted and supported both by the Greek Cypriot and Turkish Cypriot communities, but also by the guarantor powers. Without disclosing what had been discussed in detail to preserve the confidentiality of the talks at this stage, Ida said he was encouraged, particularly by the second session of the conference on Cyprus. Citizens of 7 mainly Muslim countries banned from the United States by President Donald Trump can resume boarding U.S.-bound flights, major airlines said, after a Seattle judge blocked the executive order. The ruling gave hope to some Middle East travelers, but left them unclear how long the new travel window might last. Trump denounced the judge on Twitter and said the decision would be quashed. The U.S. president said that the opinion of this so-called judge, which essentially takes law enforcement away from the country, is ridiculous and will be overturned. The travel ban, which Trump stressed was needed to protect the United States against Islamist militants, has sparked travel chaos around the world and condemnation by rights groups, who have called it racist and discriminatory. Trump said it was interesting that certain Middle Eastern countries agree with the ban. They know, he tweeted, that if certain people are allowed in, it's death and destruction. Now a look at the weather. Initially clear skies tomorrow, but later in the day it will turn overcast with the possibility of isolated showers and light snowfalls on Troodos. Winds will be light to variable, force 3, later turning light to moderate southwesterly to northwesterly, force 3 to 4 over calm to slight seas. Temperatures will rise to 16 Celsius inland, 17 in coastal regions and 8 over the mountains. The depth of snow on Mount Olympus is 65 centimetres with 55 and Troodos Square. That's all from us here. Join us tomorrow for more news in English. Have a very good evening.